Hi everyone, Myrtle Schmergle here reporting from lovely planet Earth, the Western Hemisphere, the United States of America, the hotspot of the galaxy, planet Earth. An amazing time to be alive and a very important time to be alive. And what I want to do today, briefly, is to warn you of where you place your eyeballs, your vision, what you are watching, and what you are listening to, but specifically what you are watching. Because a couple of things here. If you are on a spiritual path, you're a seeker, you're looking for assistance, you're looking for guidance, or you're just snooping around on the internet looking for information, be very, very careful of what you land on. A couple of things. And let me tell you, folks, this has been going on for decades, okay, because we've been aware of it. We even wrote an article years and years ago and submitted it to a new age publication. And you know what? A couple of them, and they wouldn't publish it because I exposed what was going on. You have teachers, spiritual teachers, that intentionally, their intention is not to enlighten you, but to mislead you. And this is what you have to be really careful of. You know the expression, a wolf in sheep's clothing? Well, that's what those folks are, all right? So just be careful. They look the part, they dress the part, they act the part, but they're not the real deal. The second thing, which is even more subtle and sneakier, it could be somebody that is a true teacher, but unintentionally something has happened to them and they're channeling misinformation. And that's leading you down the wrong path, okay? And they may not even be aware of it. They may not even know it. Most times they don't. They could have gotten into ego, and the ego allowed this negative influence to come in. And that's not their true intention, but it's happening. So I just want you to be really, really careful. Now, you could be watching anything on social media, on podcasts, whatever. It could be with somebody who has a true heart, and they have a guest on, and that guest is not perfectly clear. Okay, so we just want to warn you about these two things. Somebody whose intention is to mislead you purposefully. The other one is someone who has fallen into a bad time where they are actually channeling misinformation, whether they know it or not. Okay, so just be very, very careful. Now, here's a second point I want to make, which to me is just as serious. If you have experienced any type of trauma in your life, whether it's physical trauma, sexual trauma, mental abuse, emotional abuse, any type of abuse, any of those abuses, and you haven't healed that aspect within yourself, that trauma, that abuse, that energy is still within you and still vibrating within your energy field and within the cells of your body. And you know what that's like? It's like a chink in your energy field. So you're walking around with this little open chink, whether you know it or not, of the hurt, the pain, the trauma, the abuse. It's still there because it hasn't been healed. Now, hear this. If you're watching a very benign show, let's say it's a reality show, it's a news show, it's a short, a podcast, you know, this little short, somebody comes on and they, you know, they're dancing around or whatever, or somebody comes in, they're having a birthday party for the child and everybody's singing whatever, yeah, happy birthday. You don't know what's going on with those people. We have experiences. A friend of ours experienced this. They had not healed themselves from a past trauma, so they had a chink in the energy field. And unfortunately, they were exposed, their eyeballs were exposed to this very brief, I'm not going to say what it was, but it was on, they watched it on their computer. You know, you can see anything on your computer, any type of reality shows, podcasts, interviews, news, whatever, it's all going on. And there was somebody on there who had a very intense spirit of abuse. That person was carrying around that spirit of abuse that was in them, that was around them, that was on them. And this person that I know, whose chink had not been healed, saw that on their computer. And you know what happened? That spirit of abuse came out of the computer and went right into their chink. And it took them weeks before they could get rid of this entity, this spirit or whatever, because they were vulnerable. They had not been healed. So this is extremely important, and that's why we want to warn people. Please be discerning of what you watch. Speak to your guides. Is this a good thing for me to watch? Is this a good thing for me to expose myself to? Listen to your heart. Heart, is this a good thing for me to allow my eyeballs to be exposed to allow my ears to hear what's going on? And your higher self will tell you yes or no. Just be aware. Myrtle Schmergle wishing you a magnificent unconditional love 2024. Unconditional love. Bye-bye.